Today we're going to have an interview with the Pharaohs head coaches. Also a surprise guest from the Pharaohs, but I've been told that he's going to be a little low key in this interview. Just a quick shout out to my sponsors. The New York Patriots is a football organization that's going to do a collegiate showcase. They're going to do games in Canada, Puerto Rico, Brazil, Florida, California, whatever. If you're a young kid that's talented and dedicated, go out there, go reach out to David Patterson. He's going to host that team, and he'll have more information there. The Pioneer Football League is another sponsor for the Spicy Night Live. They're a youth football organization. If you guys have kids, little brothers, if you guys have younger people in your lives that you want to have them play football and stuff like that, that is one of the best leagues to go ahead and get them introduced with, so this way they can go and play. That's that, and also the TFL. You already know how that's rocking. So without further ado, I really don't want to spend much time on that. Let's go ahead and get into this interview with the Pharaohs head coaches. I'm going to go ahead and bring them online, dead on arrival. Hey, how's it going, coaches? I see a weak offense that gets saved every single week by that stellar defense. You won't beat the Wolfpack by scoring 14 points. With that in mind, how do you plan to generate an offense that just doesn't really seem to exist?
Anybody that's around me knows I have the highest of expectations from my squad every time we suit up and step on that field. So right now, we're not holding up our end of the bargain, flat out bottom line, but ironing some things out. With a good bye week, we should be good in this game coming up. Look better than we've been looking.
All right, I respect that. Before this season started, I had predicted your offense to be a little bit more explosive with player names. Chris Europe was coming back. I knew that he was coming back before he actually came back. It just, guys on the Pharaohs always seem to find their way home back there. It's just how it works. There's always new additions and stuff. So you had that. You had Paul, who had a breakout year on the Bandits. He played better than he's ever played before. Coming back on that team, I knew he was going to play wide receiver for you guys. Vic Hamilton at quarterback, I thought was going to be much more productive than he has been. Karan has had good games and has had kind of quiet games. I mean, he's never played bad in terms of that, but I have seen Karan be, not as much as a tough runner as he usually is. I definitely know him to produce more. So that offense, in my opinion, no disrespect, but that offense, actually full disrespect, that offense, in my opinion, has really been, very lacking in talent that you guys actually hold. It's like playing with the Patriots on Madden and only scoring, a field goal. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't add up to the pre-hype expectations for the names that you have.
All right, let me just address one or two of those things you said there, you know what I mean? And I'll be the first to tell you excuses don't matter to nobody. Football, you know what I mean? So excuses don't matter. But as you spoke of Chris Europe, you know what I'm saying, a couple of other plays we had, they were late additions to our rosters, to be honest. And we had late subtractions from our roster that we thought were going to play major pieces to our team this year. So with those two elements combined, you got to realize whether Chris played with us before or not, you got to get back into the offense. This is a chemistry thing. You know what I mean? It's a timing thing. So sometimes we miss, bad weather, this, that, and the third. We took a little longer. But when we hit that stride, young man, we'll be full out running with that defense we have. So we're not all worried.
But that doesn't make sense to me, because just think about this for a second. You said Chris Europe coming on as a late addition. Okay, understood, no problem. He's been your most important factor. He scored those two. He had those seam routes against the Bobcats, which led to your win there. He's put up the most numbers on your team. He's not the one that's struggling. It's the guys that have been there from day one. Paul Picasso had drop passes against the Eagles that day. That's not something you'd like to see. Chris Europe is not the one that's giving you the issues. So who are the players that are giving you the problems that are not executing on that offense? It's not the line. So who could it be?
Honestly, Don, from what I've seen the first 4 games we played, we're following up good plays, positive big plays sometimes, with turnovers, to be honest. You know what I mean? We're just not taking care of the ball going into where we need to score. But or we get penalties down close around the end zone that's, hurting a couple of drives here and there that could be making different point differentials for us. But we're making positive plays. Like, we got a highlight tape ready before games, bro. So I think big things happening, but we just got to keep them happening in a row.
You said you have a highlight tape ready within 4 games?
Yeah.
How much of that highlight tape is Vic Hamilton's hurdle over Sean Pierre?
It doesn't matter.
Because on my highlight tape, that would just be a loop.
Even Vic will say that.
No, it doesn't matter, dog.
That's been out since it happened.
Because I don't know about you guys, but I made my name off of that hurdle. Those memes really caught wildfire.
All right, listen though. Let me also not even take away from the teams we played against. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you know what it's like. Well, you know what it's like to be the champion. You know what it's like to play on a team that won, and every team that y'all play really wants to beat y'all. So every team we played all 60 minutes, played hard, whether they had a full roster, short roster. They came. They bought it. They bought it. You know what I mean? So we earned everything we had to earn through our trials and tribulations.
That's new teams, old teams.
So I'm gonna give
Everybody's giving that 400. They always going to circle that Pharaoh game in this TFL.
And the teams we played is finding out about the teams we played these weeks. That's been happening. Like, oh yeah, they really do play hard. These kids really do play hard. Like, nobody out there just having fun on all these teams.
See, I will definitely add to that for those watching. I will tell you the truth, honestly. When you are a defending champ in a league like this, you cannot afford to play lackadaisical and have light games, because guys play 110% better against the Pharaohs than they do against any other team, and that's completely true. Like the Eagles, their defense was so much better against the Pharaohs. Not like secondary wise, they've always had an issue with that secondary, but their front seven played so much better than they did against, the Wolfpack and all that stuff. Now, you can't tell because the Pharaohs haven't played the Wolfpack.
Linda, just get down. We getting better, Dom, every week. What are you talking about?
No, you do need to get better because your offense is very, very bad.
We still got our potential. We still ain't live up to our full potential yet. So forget about how we looking now. We still winning. Somebody got to find a way to beat us.
But are you satisfied with the wins that you've had as a head coach?
I'm glad with every W that I get, Dom. I come home content. What you mean?
I don't know. To me, I wouldn't be very satisfied beating teams like the Bobcats by 6 points.
We won them.
What does that matter?
Our biggest foe right now is ourselves, Tom.
Exactly, and you can't beat yourselves yet. Is that not a problem?
We haven't beat ourselves yet. We haven't. We somehow found a way. We definitely fought ourselves during games. That Bobcat game, don't take away from the Bobcats. You seen them just scratch out a tough win the other night. Tony's got something there. They played a great game. They played a hell of a game against us. But we stood in our way most of that game.
I agree with you, but what I'm saying is now I can't really disagree with you on that, really, because you're absolutely right. Because when it came for you guys to step up to the challenge against the Eagles, you guys beat yourself a little bit, but didn't beat yourself completely because you ended up winning that game. Me personally, watching that game, I wouldn't be satisfied with the win of that game. I would want more from my team. Maybe not the defense, but on that offense, I definitely want more.
Dom, we leave points on the field just like the points that's been given up against my defense. I can say mental breakdowns. It happens, but we find a way to win. It's the purple and go away.
I can't argue with you on that. I agree with most of those points. Let's move on to the next question, Coach. This one's for Hugh. A lot of people question your judgment as a head coach, letting Kareem Williams play in that Eagles game, knowing that he's playing college ball. What was the mindset of allowing him to suit up for that game?
I was against it up until the last moment when kid's got a passion for the game. He's got a passion for this team. I felt his energy. It was a bad call on me. In hindsight, I'd have probably sat him if I had a chance to again. I mean, knowing what he has at risk, knowing what he's meant to this program, and knowing the example that he's setting for the program. But at the moment, I made a bad decision, and I'm glad that, not to say that the lesson was learned of him getting roughed up or whatever the case is, but now I understand better to moving forward.
I agree with that. Okay. Just to clear the air for those guys watching, I know that was a big question for a lot of guys as to how he let him play. Well, you heard your answer. You guys have the Crusaders coming up pretty soon. Now, that's not an interesting game, but the story behind it is interesting. We all know the tensions are going to be high as you go against your former partner and defensive coordinator for the Crusaders, Julius Huesner. Do you have anything special planned for that game, or is it just not a concern to you?
No, it's not a concern. Drew's a good dude. Drew's a good coach. Glad he's helping the Crusaders. They're having their season. We're going to do what we do. We're going to show up and do what we do.
Understood. Light, I got a question for you, Light. Because I want to talk about this offense. Because that's where I'm going to pick my bones at, because that defense has played outstanding. The offense is very lacking. So let's go ahead and get into that. What are the reasons why this offense hasn't clicked? Is it just player execution? Are you not able to adapt? And are you not able to create a working game plan?
The game plan we go with is the game plan we've been going with. You understand? I made some changes for a couple of new plays that we have. But basically, it's the same game plan that got us that chip. You know what I'm saying? We attack, we come out, we do what we want to do on offense. And we here to make defense change their game every time we go on that field. So it's always a matter of 11 guys executing at the same time. So, once we put that together in a row, we calm down and relax out there and just let it come. The game come to us. We good money. You know what I'm saying? We good money, man. We good with what we do over here, man.
Same game plan that was putting up 40, 20, 30 every week. Same game plan.
Same game plan, man. Simple.
That's right.
Simple, man. Football is simple, man. Get first downs, stop getting penalties, and get touchdowns. Like, it's not really, you know what I'm saying, science, but all 11 guys got to be on the same page, so, as well as the coach. So, we working, man, but we almost there. We almost where we want to be done.
All right, so let's talk about the game plan then. How do you plan to attack the Wolfpack defense in your game plan of offense? Just I'm not asking what plays you're gonna run. I just want to know what differently are you going to do in that game? What little tidbits are you going to add?
Right. Listen, you got me? What's that, 5?
5.
I got
that was Q.
mean O-line.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want? That's the game plan. Number 7, you know what I'm saying? Number 5, number 2, you know what I mean?
21.
Yeah, 21, 3, who else? 9, 18. Look out for him, number 18. He'll be all over the field. You know him as Fish. You know what I mean? I call him 18 now, but we working, man.
Are you guys at all worried in the least about the shakiness of Vic Hamilton's play going against the Wolfpack team, who seem to be the better of the competition in this league to throw you guys out of that, defending title?
Vic's made plays when Vic needed to make plays this year, man. Vic has been a victim of a new quarterback and a new system right now. You know what I'm saying? He's going from an action guy, a receiver slash to being asked to run an offense as mainly the sole quarterback. So he's going through some of those bumps and bruises, but he made a lot of plays when he had to. You know what I'm saying? Closed some drives out that we really need.
Yeah, 4-0?
Still 4-0, too. 5-0. 5-0. We won't really count the forfeit, but, technically he's 5-0. But we moving, man. We building.
Well, all the teams that forcibly tried to forfeit you guys last year must feel good to take a forfeit win finally, huh?
Nah, we don't even want that. We don't even want that.
Always gonna play ball, Dom. You already.
You should know. You should know that.
Don't even.
Yeah, but it was nasty last year, huh? They really wanted you guys out of there, huh?
Yep. It's bad too because we gonna run this little kiddie pool that dudes be calling it, man. I know you was gonna get to that. I hope you was gonna get to that. I get to that.
Oh, we were gonna get to that.
This kiddie pool shit niggas be talking. Excuse me, man. Brothers be talking about. You just run this kiddie pool right here, man.
Thank you for watching your language, by the way.
So these are the kiddie pools. If you want to take over that title, come see us. Come down to TFL. Talk to us then. We're making this TFL.
Just to throw it out there, Ryan Alexander, your former linebacker, said, "How could you be so cocky when you are not dominating the league?"
Pricey talk, because Ryan or anybody, you know what I'm saying, can't put a team in front of us that in this league that they really can say could beat us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could say, why he's talking like that? Because he can't beat us.
Well, I respect every team in the league. You know what I'm saying? I respect every team from the Crusaders to the Bobcats. I respect every team. You know what I mean? Good and bad in between. But do I believe every game that we go in that there's no team that can match up with us? Hell yeah, 100% all the time. This is what we bring to the table.
Well, and I quote, "Always the smallest puppies bark."
What he said?
I said, well, and I quote, as you posted earlier today, "Only the smallest puppies do the most barking."
Yeah. Truth. We stay quiet most of the time. It's an interview. You gotta make it spicy, right?
Hey, Dom.
Yeah. What's up, Coach?
Have a good game Saturday, Dom.
It is. I think it's going to be a good game, but I don't know. Last time I said it was going to be a good game, the Eagles shit the bed.
That's what happened?
I mean, that's what happened. Well, I think you guys won that game. I'm not taking it away from you. I just think that the Eagles also gave a little bit of a lackluster performance.
Hold up. Before we even talk about that, I did drop a touchdown pass. But I had a busted lip from the second quarter with 8 minutes left in the game. It was so real.
Next question.
I stuck a 3 tape in my mouth and finished the game and still had crazy and still made plays.
Well, Kai, that's why you're not supposed to play a football game with fronts in your mouth.
Yo, man, chill. I took them out. I didn't wear them no more.
Yeah, well, you got like 6 stitches because of that. But moving on anyway, I want to get into this. I want to get into this MLF controversy. That's what I want to get into. I want to get into the spiciness of what the hell happened with you guys dropping out of the MLF.
It was a more conscious decision as an organization, you know what I'm saying, between the core that we have and captains and our staff. It wasn't the right move for us right now on a level of maturity all across the board. What we're ready for. We weren't ready for that move yet.
I said this to a lot of other coaches, and I'm going to say it to you right now. Sounds like you're a little scared of the competition. I think there's a little bit of fear in that voice when you make that statement. Are you more afraid? Do you think that you guys wouldn't have stacked up to the hype that you built yourself around in that league? Is that what the real issue was? Because you made a political statement, but I want to know the truth. I don't want to hear a scripted answer. I want to know the truth when you answer that question. Because you just said, you took a look back at your core, at your captains, and said that it just wasn't the right move. But to me, all that sounds like is we just don't have the talent at that time to compete in that league.
We've got the talent. We've got the talent to compete. As you can see, it's about just about anybody. I mean, it's not about that. As I said, it's about more of the organization, more about the building the organization. I mean, I'm matching up against organizations that's won championships, that's been around 20 years, 20 plus years, got 9 people on their staff. I mean, pay cats and whatever the case may be. We here. Just 4 years. We building. I mean, we just now getting over humps of almost getting kicked out the league with forfeits. I'm saying we still have organizational things that we need to work on. Talent-wise, we've always had talent. Talent-wise, we've always been able to compete. That's not something that we're afraid of. As an organization, I don't want to be let down. I don't want to let down my group. I don't want to let down my team. So it's not a step that I was ready to do.
Well, I've made it very, public that I definitely support your decision of dropping from the MLF because I personally think it was the right move. My only gripe with that is you did drop out somewhat close to the schedule release. Did that release to that schedule, did it really have any relevancy to, did you look at some of those games on that schedule and say, oh, maybe we're not ready for this, dude?
I still haven't seen that schedule.
How'd you not see it? David Patterson has that schedule. How do you not have it?
I still our games we were supposed to play?
Yeah, I have your schedule.
Well, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it
And
yet.
if it was playing the Colts, we still would have punched them in the mouth. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. You didn't do it last time.
I don't know anyone on my team that's seen it. Unless they'd posted it most likely, but I haven't seen it. So
It wasn't that dumb. I mean, I really wish it would have worked out. You know what I'm saying? I know Coach Bent really wish it would have worked out. Malachi really wish it would have worked out.
there's a lot of guys on our team disappointed.
We got a great core, but maybe we don't have all the supporting pieces we need right now. And teams will outlast us just sort of like sheer numbers right now, I believe. So it wasn't a doubt thing as far as game plan, as far as how we was going to win some games. Like, we figured how we could do that against some of these teams that we go watch as much as we can and watch film on other teams that's in that league. So we was definitely going to compete, but we just ain't have enough pieces. We felt for the long haul battle. Like, we want to win a lot. So, we'll be there, though. Hopefully we'll be there.
We'll be there.
Well, I definitely believe in three things. I believe in practice, preparation equals perfection. So I think because of those three, I think that is a big, honest answer as to why you guys did decide that you were not ready, because I know that you guys base your program off of those three as well, because I know you guys take a lot of pride. You guys are one of the best teams when it comes to practice numbers, when it comes to dedication or whatever, because guys that are for you are for you. It is not like a lot of teams, say the whole thing like, hey, how many of these 5-star guys did they get? Listen, it is not that case on the Pharaohs. Those guys are Pharaohs first. It's always been known. And if you ask 90% of those guys, hey, there's a Kings game, there's a Pharaohs game, or there's a, whatever team, I don't know exactly the particulars, but if you ask them what game they're going to, it's a Pharaohs game, and that is just exactly how they feel. I know a lot of those guys personally. They've made that very clear. And also on top of that, you said on a post in the NYC Semi-Pro Forum that, quote unquote, you may see us in the 5-star, but then you've made it clear that you will stay in the TFL and defend your title. So if, right now wasn't the move for the MLF, what is really the plans for the future of the Pharaohs? Is it always going to be spring ball, or are you going to make that jump relatively soon? Did you think maybe one more year sitting down, really building that core? Maybe guys go from 23 years old to 24 years old. That makes a bit of a difference. What in your mindset is really the future, the plans for this Pharaohs organization?
We definitely are willing to take that next step. We got to get some of this money that guys is giving away on this next level. Right now, we got the royal family. We respect them. We give them that space. We try to cut our own lane into the MLF. That didn't really work out for us, so we're gonna sit back and build as we've been doing. We're gonna let guys get into experience, bring that back to the team, and after we conquer again next year, we'll make that decision again when we come up to it.
Well, I respect everything that you guys are doing. I really do believe in this program. I was a product of it. I owe half the things that I've been doing in semi-pro to this program. I started here because of Kareem Williams. I think playing with my season with the Pharaohs definitely made me a better man. We've spoken before. I definitely look up to you, Hugh, in a lot of things that I do. A lot of, even Spicy Night Live, if you guys didn't know watching, honestly, Hugh was one of the main factors as to why this thing blew up the way that it did. Though, like I said, when the Eagles played, it was, y'all dropped the ball and, lost your hearts. Is that same thing going to happen to the Wolfpack? I don't know. That's a real good question, because that's just what happened. He dropped out of Spicy just like he dropped out of the MLF. Oh, man, you guys are killing him. You guys are killing him heavy. I only had one more question that'll have answers. I just want to know, to the Pharaohs, is there going to be a scrimmage against the Bronx Colts? You know, the guys who, you know, took your heart. I mean, I want to know if there's going to be a scrimmage. If you guys are not going to play them in the MLF, I want to know, is there going to be a scrimmage set up, you know, to prove once and for all, kind of, who holds the stronger arm in that rivalry? Because a lot, that could swing a lot of ways. A lot of guys say, you know, that the Colts will, you know, win. A lot of guys say that the Pharaohs will, not too many guys say that the Pharaohs will win, to be honest. If you ask a Pharaoh, they'll say it'll win, that they'll win. But a lot of outside eyes will say that the Colts will come in and win house again. My jersey's hanging up there. I had to go ahead and throw that in, Hugh, so when you watch this on YouTube, I know you get a good laugh at that. Thank you guys for the interview that you guys came on with. Once again, guys, Spicy Night Live, the Wolfpack interview is going to go on later on in the week. I'm sorry about all this craziness, shit that's going on. I didn't really have time to prepare. You know, there's no excuses, but I didn't really have time to prepare. I've been doing crazy hours at work, so just bear with me. I understand that it's a problem, but I'm going to go ahead and try and get it fixed, I promise. But thank you guys for rocking with me. We had 48 guys in this, you know, live stream. That's pretty crazy. That's the spiciest I think it's been so far. Actually, it just says that we touched 53 at one point. You know, you can't argue with numbers. But thank you guys so much for rocking with me. Spicy Night Live. This will be on the YouTube page. Go ahead and check that out. Keep it spicy.